Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about the American Express Platinum card, which recently got a big refresh. So we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to be talking about the benefits of this card and my opinion on it. So first off, this card used to have a $695 annual fee. Now the annual fee has jumped to $895, and I know that sounds really high. That's currently the highest annual fee that I pay for a credit card. But I'm going to be talking about why this card might be worth the annual fee. Of course, the most important part of any credit card is the sign-up bonus. I think the current sign-up bonus on the Amex Platinum personal version, not the business, is 175,000 points. I think you need to spend 8,000 in the first 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. But this sign-up offer is enormous. That's the biggest one that I've seen for Amex Platinum card. I think the version that I got a couple years ago was 150, which I thought was really great. So the 175k is even better. You just need to make sure that you can hit the the sign-up bonus spending requirement, because you don't want to sign up for the card and realize the spending requirement is too high and then you don't get the bonus. But I don't think that should be the problem for most people looking to get this card. So right off the bat, first of all, they did not decrease any of the credits or any of the benefits. So any benefit that you previously had under the past version, the $695 annual fee version, you get to keep all of those credits. So the Saks credit, the Uber credit, all of that stuff. So there's been no subtractions, no credits have been taken away, even though there were rumors that the Saks credit might be going away or something like that. None of that happened. Actually, they only improved everything, and a lot of the credits are really useful. So first, you're going to get a Lululemon credit quarterly. So every quarter, you're going to get $75 in Lululemon credit. And a lot of people might be thinking, oh, what am I even going to use this for? I don't shop at Lululemon. But actually, they do have some good athleisure. They have really good pants. They're ABC pants if you work in an office. They're really good for business casual settings. I wear them every time I go to the office, and I wear them on a daily or weekly basis almost. So, and I bought 4 pairs of the ABC pants 4 years ago, and they all still look and feel like new. So that's probably what I would suggest people use their Lululemon credit for. And if you're a woman, you have a lot of options. They have really great, I don't even think I need to explain their options for women, because most women that I know actually really like Lululemon. So I think it's a really easy credit to get or to use for whoever. Now, I typically don't shop at Lululemon. It was kind of a one-time thing. Like 4 years ago when I needed pants, and I bought one of them, the black ABC pants. They were great. Then I bought the same in blue and tan and some other colors. So I don't really shop there regularly, but I've been thinking about getting some shorts, and I've heard really good things about their shorts. So especially because I like to do sports and stuff like that, so I think I need some athletic shorts. So I might go check those out. Maybe I'll do a review or talk about how those work out. But I think this credit is actually good. So not that I would shop there in the first place, but I think this is a useful credit for a lot of people. The second credit I want to talk about that's really easy to use is the Resi credit. So now you're going to get $400 annually. That works out to $100 a quarter on a restaurant that's on Resi. So if you don't know, Resi is the app you can book and make reservations for restaurants. It's widely available in all the big cities in the US and probably smaller cities too. I don't know. I live and have always lived in big cities, and so this is a really easy credit for me to use. And you also don't need to make a reservation on Resi to get the credit on your Amex. So you can, earlier today I did this. There's a restaurant near me that's on Resi, and how you figure this out, you just go on the Resi app, you make an account, and then it shows you a bunch of restaurants near you that are on Resi. So I went to one nearby, and I used it for that, tried a new restaurant, and the credit will hit in a few weeks or whatever. So $100 each quarter. If you don't use it, these don't roll over or anything like that. So it's either use it or lose it. So you definitely need to keep track. But for $100 annually, $100 each quarter, I think this is really easy to use, and I think it is valuable. One thing to note: a lot of restaurants on Resi are a little bit pricier, but there's some that you can find that are cheap. So just do your due diligence and look around. With this card, you also get $120 annually, so $10 a month for Uber One. And I was already paying for Uber One, so for me, again, I think this is worth it, and this is a good credit to add. I don't really like a DoorDash. I was gonna say something harsher, but I'm gonna chill. I'm not a fan of DoorDash, so I switched to Uber One because sometimes I use Uber for rides. Not that much. I like public transportation, but sometimes I use Uber for rides. It's useful when you're going to the airport or back and you're tired. You don't want to use public transportation. Or sometimes when I'm feeling really lazy and I deliver some food. So I like Uber One. So this is valuable for me. And Uber Eats sometimes has really big discounts. Every so often I see, at least a couple times a month I get really good coupons that makes it worth it to use it. The regular membership is $10 a month, and I was already paying for that, so I really like this credit, and I think it's useful for a lot of people. The next credit is a really interesting one. So you get $200 annually for Aura, for the Aura rings. It's like a wellness ring. I've never used it before, but I've thought about getting one. I don't think I was ever really gonna do it, but I used to have an Apple Watch, so I used to use that. It got stolen, so I don't have that anymore. But you get $200 annually for the Aura ring. So I definitely will use this. Not that I was going to buy one before, but now that I have the credit, might as well. And it's annual, so you can use it every year. But one thing to note is that the Aura Ring 4 is actually like $350, and the credit is $200 annually. So if you want it to be covered by the credit, you should get the Aura Ring 3. There's 2 designs, and one of them, I think it has edges. That one is like $199, so it's going to be covered by the credit. The other one I think is like $225, so you might have to pay a little bit. Another thing to note is that you have to pay monthly for the service, so it's $5.99 a month, so it's not much, but I know it's kind of annoying when you buy a product and then you have to pay for it monthly. But it is what it is. It's a small monthly fee, and you can cancel it at any time. And I think it's worth trying, especially because the Platinum is already covering it, so it might be a good opportunity to try something new and see if you like it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think your first month is free also. So again, you can try it out for a month, and if you don't like it, then you can cancel it. You don't have to keep it. And then you can also get a sizing kit. So if you don't know your ring size like me, I think you can get a sizing kit for free, and then you can purchase it after. So I'd recommend doing that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I haven't ordered mine, but I'm planning on doing that later today. And if you don't know what the Aura Ring is, it helps you track your wellness. I think it tracks like your energy level. I was reading some reviews. How much you're sleeping, your deep sleep, your REM sleep, all of that stuff. I think it's supposed to help. And I saw a lot of non-sponsored YouTube videos on the Aura Ring, and a lot of people who bought it had really great things to say about it. I didn't hear any negatives. Everybody thought it was worth it. And they said that it was able to help them track their sleep cycles, help them track when they're gonna get sick, and it's been really accurate, which is, I think, helpful for me because I travel a lot and I get sick, especially when I'm traveling, when I come back from traveling, and sometimes it ruins my trip. So it would be nice to know, how my body's reacting to certain things, and get some more rest if I'm feeling, not so good, or if it tells me I'm gonna get sick soon or something like that. And I know for women, you can track your cycle on it too, and again, some of the reviews that I was watching, they said that it's pretty accurate. So this may be helpful for that. So I think a lot of people can find value from the Aura Ring. So I'm going to test it out. Maybe I'll do a review on that. Who knows? But I think this will be a good credit. A good nice feature to have just to try it. Now, the entertainment credit used to be $20 a month. Now it's $25 a month. And the thing I was really happy about is they added YouTube Premium and YouTube TV, which I've had both. I currently still have YouTube Premium, and I had YouTube TV in the past. I like both. I don't watch TV enough for it to be worth it for me to keep YouTube TV, but I kept YouTube Premium and I really like it, and now it's covered by the credit. So I was really happy about that. They expanded it so it covers everything else that it used to cover. Now it adds YouTube TV, YouTube Premium, and I think like Hulu is already on there. Disney Plus is already on there, and Wall Street Journal and New York Times. So I'm going to tell you a little trick. I do the New York Times and Wall Street Journal intro offers. So, the first time you sign up for like 6 months or whatever, they give you a really, really cheap rate. It's like $1 a week for the New York Times and like $2 a week for the Wall Street Journal. So that ends up being like, I don't know, $2 a week, 8 plus 4, like $12 a week, a month. And then I think YouTube Premium's like $13.99, and then Hulu you can get a student pass for like $1.99 or $2, something like that. So all of those can almost be completely covered by the Platinum, so you can get a lot of streaming services for depending on which ones you use. You can get all of those for essentially free. I mean, you're paying an annual fee, of course, but you're getting some stuff back from it. And honestly, these are things I would already pay for. I would already pay for the New York Times. I would probably already pay for Wall Street Journal. I would definitely I am paying for YouTube Premium. So it's nice to have. Plus, you get Walmart Plus already covered with this card, and that comes with your choice of Peacock or Paramount Plus. Now, for me, this is super valuable. They added this. So before, I think it was just Peacock, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they recently added Paramount Plus, and UFC is actually moving to Paramount Plus. So if you're a huge UFC fan like me, that's something that I would already pay for starting in the new year. So now I get to have it covered with my Amex. So they added a lot of really great features and a lot of really useful credits, in my opinion. Now, another thing, a couple more that I want to talk about is you get 10% back when you buy from concessions at certain venues. And there's not too many venues on there, but there's some big ones. I saw O2 Arena in London. I saw the United Center in Chicago. I saw Delta Center. I saw Crypto Arena, or if you're old like me, you would call it, I mean, I guess I'm not that old, but Staples Center. I don't know how old the people on my channel are. They're probably my age, so they probably recognize the old Lakers stadium name as Staples Center. So you get 10% back on those. And there's a full list. If you go on the Amex website, there's a full list of arenas that are on there. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't usually buy from concession stands, or I try not to when I'm at events, because it's quite expensive. But you know, it's nice to get a drink or get some snacks when you're at a concert or a sporting event or something like that. So I can see how this would be a plus. I mean, it's not like a big benefit. I can't imagine people are spending that much. I think it's limited to $250 annually. So I can't imagine someone spending that much to get the full value. But, you know, it's better than nothing. Another upgrade for this card is that the Fine Hotel and Resorts, and also the hotel collection, the benefit improved. So it used to be, I believe, $200 each half of the year. I think it was $400 annually. Now it's $600 annually, so you get $300 in the first half of the year and $300 in the second half of the year. And I wasn't using this credit before because I found a lot of the hotels on the Fine Hotel and Resorts, they were quite expensive, I thought, and the credit really wasn't worth it for me outside of Vegas. But I think that it's jumped $100 now, so I think it will make it more worthwhile. So I'm gonna try to use this, and so it ends up being $600 annually, $300 in each half of the year. And with the Fine Hotels and Resorts, you can do any amount of nights. There's no limitation. You can do one night if you want. But if you do the hotel collection, you have to do 2 nights. But the good thing about either one is that I think it comes with a lot of credits and like free breakfast and late checkout and all of that stuff. And I think you get maybe like some money to spend at the spa and stuff like that. So again, personally, I haven't used this. I find a lot of the hotels and resorts and all of that on there quite expensive. But I'm going to try to use this and maybe report it back and see how it ends up working out. But I think that this is really great if you go to Vegas commonly, or if you have like some sort of specific vacation where the places are expensive anyway, you can book something on here and get some money back. So those are the main standout benefits that I was able to look at when I saw the refresh, you know, looking through the website. Let me know what you think about this card. Me personally, I think that this card just became my favorite card, really. I wasn't crazy about the Amex Platinum for all this time, to be honest. I found the credits hard to use, and the previous version of the credits, you know, and they weren't really that useful for me, but I've learned how to use them better. And plus with the enhanced benefits, I think that this card will be really useful. And like I said before, all the credits that you used to get, like the Uber credit and the Saks credit and the travel credit for incidentals, which I use for United Travel Bank. A lot of these, or not a lot, but all of these have remained the same. So they didn't decrease anything. They only increased the benefits. And yeah, I think that makes the card a lot more worth it. I think it was harder when it was $695. I think now that it's $895, it's really become a better card. Unlike, in my opinion, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I think is harder to use, and I don't like the increased annual fee with the benefits that they've paired it with. So that card I probably will only keep for 1 year. But Amex also gives retention bonuses. So if you don't like these credits, if you don't find them useful, I would probably keep it until the annual fee hits. Give them a call, tell them your situation and you're thinking about downgrading, and ask if you can get a retention offer, or maybe they will just offer one. That's worth, looking at instead of just canceling it outright. But I think a lot of people will be happy about the refresh. Even though the annual fee increased, I think it's easy to get value from the increase. So I'm really happy about this new Platinum card, and I think it's really valuable. I think it's going to be my favorite card. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you like the refresh? Are you going to keep it? Are you not too happy? What other cards are you looking at if you do downgrade? Is this going to be a keeper card for you? Is this going to convince you to sign up for the card? Let me know. I'm really interested in everyone's thoughts. And if you like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment on what you might want to see next, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much.